11:1 in the King James Version says a false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. Right?
Yes.
Now I want you to watch this. When you look at the word, false balance. False balance simply means spreading misinformation. It's a long definition, but I just want to get to this one part. It's called, has been cited as a major cause of spreading misinformation. What do false balance mean? False balance equal to, somebody help me say, pride.
Pride.
And shame.
And shame.
Equals false balance.
Equals false balance.
Now, when you are prideful and you have shame, and where do you know shame is derived from? Being guilty is one. Shame can derive from being guilty. Being
hereditary. You can be saying your
shame is hereditary, something that's passed down to you. Let's think on that. Because the reason I say that is because some people, because I know I used to be shamed. No, I'm taking it back. I'm mixing shy with shame. So you might be right, because shy isn't something that's hereditary. It's a state of something happened to you, and it's also a form of rejection. Shyness is a form of rejection or mishandling. When a child or a person has been mishandled, they tend to pull into a withdrawal and have a shy act. No, not nonchalant. Shy doesn't mean nonchalant. Shy sometimes are very fearful. Like most people, shy won't get before the people and operate. Nonchalant, a nonchalant person can get in front of people. They're just not commutable. And most time, nonchalant people and shy people can be introverts. They can be introverted because it's one of the characteristics. Introverts they will always say, "Well, I'm a nonchalant person. I really don't want to fool with people." Shy, I say, "Oh, I'm just very shy, so I just whatnot." And a lot of those are descriptive characteristics. It's different from a descriptive characteristic and the name of the character or the characteristic of a person. What I got to say? It just went across my head. Characteristic and descriptive characteristic. It's because some people will say, "I'm shy," to make you stop asking them questions. Or stop asking them to do something. "I'm very shy. Why you asking me to do that?" In reality, you're not shy. You just know that that is a derivative way of getting out of what it is that you're being asked to do. And I remember my teacher when I was coming to school, and I just said, she said, "Boy, you're not shy. Get up and do it." Shyness has nothing to do with a command and an order from one that's authoritative. "I'm your teacher. Get up and get to this board and do the problem and explain it." And I still had to do it. But in church, on your job, you can be shy.
Right.
But if they're telling you that you have to go and do a certain thing, you have to do that. You can be shy when you get in front of that judge to explain. He don't care nothing about you being shy or ashamed. You still got to give an explanation. Reasonable explanation, or you'll be locked up. Guess what? The only place where we allow shy and ashamed to have evidence or use it as a directive character to characterize something is in the household of God and at home. Well, he's shamed. He went on about him. Just go watch TV, MJ. MJ is not shamed by a long shot. You understand? And a lot of times we do that. We do that. False balance
is an abomination to the Lord,
A false balance is pride and shame equals false balance. So I have to say, we know what pride comes from and what it is. We know what shame can be. So shame would be considered to be a manipulative term. Would that be kind of safe for us to say that shame can be used as a manipulative term to manipulate things? Remember, it's false balance. This is balance. Sometimes we can put little things under chairs and desks and tables to make it seem like it's balanced until you start moving it. And then what object that's causing it to be balanced now is exposed.
Oh.
So in reality, it's not balanced. It's being deceitful. And not the object, but the person that controls the object.
That's good.
I'm trying to show y'all
That's
something.
good.
There'll be people in our life that's controlling objects, the objectives of our lives. By putting things in our life to make it seem as if it's a balance. And in reality, it's not a balance. Because one thing about God, why you sit to the back? But anyway, he simply said right here, this is what he simply said. He simply said, I'd rather you be hot or cold. Because if you're lukewarm, he spews out. So why would God want us to be hot or cold? I want you to either pick, in other words, I want you to pick a side on what side you're going to be on. And stop being so-called balanced. And being so-called balanced makes everybody become deceptive in their reception about you. I'm going to say that again. Being so-called balanced make people have to be deceptive in receiving, become deceptive in the reception about you. You're giving me one thing and deceiving at the same time. And because you sow that, I have to receive you in the form in which you have created, the atmosphere you have created. And that is a false balance. You're not prideful, you're so prideful that you don't want to say, ouch, I'm hurting, or ouch, I'm guilty. People will excommunicate you out of their life for a season for them to find something that is better for them. And when they don't find it, they come back in.
Oh.
And then you find yourself celebrating the coming in, but you mourn the exiting. It is too close in God's breaking loose in your life for you to be walking, take a seat, for you to be walking around celebrating a return that you didn't send away. It left because it didn't think you was balanced enough for them.
Good God, man, you can close this.
There's a lot of people, and especially in the 21st century, operate with a false balance. And they want you to deal and handle with a false balance. They want you to celebrate them in the false balance. If I celebrate false balance, I celebrate you falsely.
Right, that's true.
I do not celebrate you in which the form you've been originated in. But I celebrate you in the form that you have perpetrated or that you have created in the front of us. That's the reason why when a preacher falls, what happens? That people leave. And you know what we say? You know what we say? Something all the time. Well, he prayed you. I'm guilty. I'm guilty of it. I've said it to people. If he was good enough to pray you through, you are a good, and it's a true statement. That is a true statement for an individual that's been real. But that's not a true statement. But an individual have had a false balance.
Wow.
And have represented to you falsely. If somebody represents you falsely, what you call that in court? What else do you call it in court?
Contempt of court.
Contempt of court, but what else?
No, it's called
Perjury?
perjury.
Misleading.
Perjury is what it's called in court, right?
Perjury, if you get up in lie in court.
So if you get up in lie in court, it's called perjury. Perjury. Mother called it a lie, somebody called it what else?
Misleading.
Misleading.
That's all perjury is.
All, that's it. Here's the thing. Perjury is the title in the court system that is called. But it's defined by misleading and telling a lie. Because you vowed, lied to tell the truth. Nothing but the truth, so help you God. The purpose of them giving you the Bible for you to stand in the court or you to lift your hand is you said, I swear to the court. And when you swear to the court and you found perjury, guess what? You are locked up and penalized. You're locked up and penalized. Okay, so how about if you lie or be deceptive to the state of life? What you think happens?
You will be locked up sooner or later.
Consequences.
You're penalized. Remember I just said, if you purge, be it perjury, you're going to be penalized. You become penalized. And a lot of us are false balance. A lot of us are operating in penalties and we want leaders to pray them out. And leaders can't pray you out because you're penalized. Okay, on the football, you get penalty, right?
Right.
For doing certain stuff.
Right.
What's one of the things you do, what one of the causes of being penalized?
False start.
False start,
Offside.
False
outside,
start, offsides,
illegal hit,
illegal hits,
Grab you.
and now,
Grab.
I believe you throw the ball when nobody's there.
throwing the ball and nobody's there.
Right.
So what if you throw the ball, now you have to explain that, Brother Pearl. Throwing the ball when there's nobody there, meaning you threw before time.
It means if you throw a ball in the air with your teammates not there, so you don't get sacked, you be penalized.
So as the quarterback, right?
As the quarterback,
As the pastor,
Oh,
if I throw the ball and you're not there,
you're not there,
what happens to the pastor?
get frustrated
Well,
because
I become penalized.
penalized.
wow.
So if you don't show up
Wow.
because of self reasons,
Come on now. Come on.
see, if I knew you weren't going to be here, I can't throw the ball at you.
Right. Right. If you got either the permission or
No. I want you to listen to what I'm saying. This is what I want y'all to do, because that's why we have so much false balance in this ministry. Because we have everybody's opinion except what's being trying to be pulled out of us. I'm trying to show y'all, there's so much opinions inside of you that when a conversation is being taught, the first thing come up is opinion without thought. Because opinion everybody has, but facts everybody don't. Everybody has an opinion because why there's ability to process. Opinion is based upon you processing what you've seen, heard, and felt, or what you may be dealing with, and you become opinionated. But you can be in it, you could have heard it, you could have felt it, or seen, but sometimes what you see, hear, and feel may not be always true. It's your perception. It's what you perceive out of it. It may not be the intent of the individual putting out. Sister Andrew may say, Nika, why you brace like that? She's offended. Why are you offended? We always ask people why you look at it a certain way. You're not the first, you may be the last one. We're going to ask somebody else again after you become offended. But because your opinion, because your thought, the ability of something being done made you have your own opinion and you derive out of it what you want to derive out of it. And you start being offensive. Because a lot of times opinion will make you more offensive than defensive.
Right.
You will start being offended as soon as somebody corrects you. Have you ever been around a person that's very opinionated? As soon as you say something to them, but you're not getting it. I put something on Facebook the other day. The moment you hear somebody say, but the point is, they just rejected all your truth.
Right.
And a lot of y'all don't believe that. How many of you have ever been in a conversation and somebody saying, but the point is, I've done it to some of y'all. It's been done to me by some of y'all. And we probably going to do it again. But the point still remains. The moment you say that, you disagree and dissemble the thought or the opinion that somebody just had. But you want me to hear your opinion, but you have not taken a chance to hear mine because why? You feel like your opinion is greater than mine. False balance, pride and shame. Pride plus shame equals false balance.
Not true, but it might not be true.
That's it. Your opinion may not be the truth. And no, let's back up. Your opinion ain't the truth. Because more things are killed by opinions than facts.
That's true.
More things are built off of facts and destroyed by opinions.
Right. Yep. Wait, right there.
Some folks will kill you and destroy you because of somebody else's opinion about you.
Right.
Some people will connect to you because they have an opinion about the person you're connected with. Because their opinion is to distract and destroy the counsel that God put together. You know why a lot of us in the church are struggling and fighting with unification? One person, quickly, fast, give me one good reason.
Something they saw that they didn't like.
Something they saw that they didn't like. Let's deal with that. I just said, sometimes what you see ain't always what you see.
Right.
So if you saw it and you didn't like it, and you okay, how can you dislike what you saw when me and Angel built this relationship?
Right.
You're not in our building of our relationship. You're not in the things that she and I talk about. You're on the outside looking in. She jumped and said, "Child, please," to me. But you shouldn't say that because he's the apostle. Oh, but you don't know what we build.
Right.
You don't know what we build. Oh, I'm saying, you know what, you're stupid. Well, why did the apostle call that boy stupid? Why did the apostle say that? I've had people come to the church because I rebuke people in the front of them. Well, you're so good. Why did he rebuke you? Okay, well, the same person that I rebuked that you have a problem with, why are you dogging him out? How you can have an opinion about my rebuke to them when we had years together? You just came on the scene and you don't want anybody to say anything about you. See, you saw something and you have a problem with it. Some people left this church not because they saw something from me, they saw something from the persons that they was connected to. False balance. False balance. Multi-million-dollar business are destroyed by false balance. Our country is being destroyed by false balance. Yesterday, Sunday gas was $2.29 for me to fill up. Got in, I filled up. Yesterday, I went to the same gas station. It was $2.69. Why? And the news said that the gas wouldn't go up immediately because they're trying to figure out what happened out there with that point. Well, that was Monday when they said that. Sunday night when they said that. Monday morning, I was watching the news, and when I realized that's the so I go out. So when I went to put more gas in, it was $2. Oh no, that was this morning. $2.69. So I had jumped a whole extra 40 cents from the time I had my conversation in the news to the time I went and acted out to get the gas. It's a false balance somewhere, misinformation. So pride, shame is equal to false balance. And when you got pride and when you got shame, what happens? I just gave you the answer. Misinformation. You miscommunicate the information you have. Because false balance is an origin of miscommunicating or misinformation. So when you have pride and shame, you become false balance, and then you do what? Misinform. Every time you're in a conversation, you're going to be in a misinforming conversation. So I need y'all to look out for the false balance operators. If the Bible speaks of it, let me give you a scripture. The Bible says that your word is your bond. If you can't keep your word, you are good for nothing. Because you are no gooder than your word. Broken covenant. I don't care if it's a temporary covenant. You got to keep your word.
That's good. That's good.
Proverbs speaks of a man, or might be Ecclesiastes. A man, the wind bloweth, we know it not where it comes or where it goes, but we hear it whistle. We can hear it, but we don't know where it's coming from and then it goes. We don't know where it goes. It was another parable that I heard a preacher say, the wind, your words are like dust and fabric in the air, like the feather of life. Put a whole bunch of feathers up, and you throw a fan on it, and you blow it. It'll blow, and by the time it lands, it's going to land in places that you never expected it to go. Now, watch this. You didn't expect it, but when God look at your word and your faith, He expects you to frame your world by your words. So that when your words leave your mouth, they're going places that you never expected it to go, and it will create construction, demolitions, tearing down and building. But we hear the wind when it's listening, when it blows, but we don't know where it's coming from. So every word, every communication, every conversation we have, or we indulge in, when those conversations is done, you don't know where in that person's mind that you had that conversation with, where it landed. And you can be the demise of the role you sit on, or the office you work in, or the department that you're head of. It's because of the words that came out of your mouth. Why? Because of false balance. You're too prideful to say, I need help, or too prideful to say, I can't do this. A lot of things have nothing to do with the pastor put, and I hear this a lot. I hear it a lot. I hear it a lot so much that this make me want to take some people's shirt and just blow my nose with it. Now, you know that's very disrespectful for me to take your shirt and blow my nose with it and let you wear that shirt. Because this is what I hear a lot. We put people in position that's not ready. Then guess what? Every one of us in this room, even me, let's go home. Because every one of us in this room are not ready. Every one of us in this room are not ready. We're not ready for the position that we hold. That's why God gives us grace. That's why God gives us grace, and we build maturity in the position that God gives us through fasting and praying. Listen where we take the scripture out of context. Scripture said some of these things only come by fasting and praying. We thought it was just the demons that Jesus was talking about. Jesus did what in his conversations? Come on, Brett. I gotta go. Thank you. He spoke in parables. Was that a real story? Maybe. You said no. Who else? Was that a real story when they came to Jesus and said, we brought him and that nothing can happen? You say yes, you say no, you say maybe. Okay? Here's the reality of it. It could have been a real story, or it could have just been something that Jesus created to show you an example. Right? It could have been like a metaphor, right? To show you, hey, this is what was going on. This is what took place. This is what's getting ready to happen. But the only reason why this is all happening, it comes by fasting and prayer. It could have been an explanation that God was giving us, right? But we're not going to argue about if it's true, maybe, make believe or not. No, I'm proving a point. Some things that God put in your life is not pointful. They are pointless to show you how powerful you are. It really wasn't that good. Till you caught it.
Can you say it one more time?
Some things that God put in your life is pointless to show you how powerful you are. Everything that's in your life is never there to stay. It's to show you who you are. It's to show you your shortcomings. It's to show you that you haven't arrived. You haven't arrived, sugar pudding. You're pointing the finger, and here's God saying, pointless, I did it. I made that reaction be what it was to show you still got your mom and daddy's spirit in you. I just let that happen to show you it's there because you still where you are. Okay, you don't believe it? And some things was left in Israel to prove Israel. That they may learn war of them. Huh? Scripture says when he teaches our hands to what? War. And our fingers to do what? To fight. Some things are left in our lives. There are some things left. So a lot of times, I'll be in conversation with people, and I say, just give me a t-shirt, let me just blow my nose. And I wish it's one of those moments when I'm really clogged up, you know, where I can just, and then let it be white, right? Because you know, my sinus, whenever it's a dry season and stuff, and my sinus clogged up, I believe this. You understand? So I want to stand you with your own opinion. Because for you to say that a person is in position and they're not qualified or they're not ready, then you yourself have to put the microphone down and say nothing anymore. Because none of us in this room, including me, are ready for the task God is giving us. Okay, y'all don't believe me? I'm going to help you with another scenario. I'm not condoning you in the errors of your oppositions. Because some of these oppositions y'all have, y'all create them so y'all don't be accountable.
Right.
And remember what I said earlier about opinion, right? Watch this. Some of us wait for the wrong oppositions of people so we can pass our judgment so that you won't be asked to participate with the person you think is wrong.
You on point, sir?
All right, say wrong. So I will pass my opinion to my leaders or to my employers that how wrong Zay is. Because Whitney explained to me how he treated her when he was leading her. You know why I brought that up? And I made it a conversation piece? Because I don't want my boss to tell me to work with him.
Right.
Basically. I don't want my supervisor to tell me I need to work with Deborah. Because I'm having an issue with Deborah. Not that I know her personally, I just don't like her exterior. A lot of you don't like me, not because they have an issue with me. How come you don't even know me? You just don't like my exterior. My exterior has an approach to it. You don't like how my exterior approaches you. Because it seems as if I'm overwhelming and overpowering to you. When it's not, I'm just a confident individual. I'm confident in this very one thing, that he that began a good work in me is still performing in it. So if he's performing the good work in me, then all of us need to put the microphone down and say, I'm not qualified. Because you're not performing, still performing means I'm not there yet. Right? I'm not there yet. So never, a good leader can never say, you got people in a position that don't belong there. You have to stop saying that. Because someone think that about you. Come on. There are some people feel like as good as I preach and teach and whatever, that I'm not good enough. Google my name. Nothing comes up, but the church ain't packed. Google other people's names. And you find all kinds of scandals and the church packed. We have people leave sanctified churches like this to go and sit at churches where the pastor is a whore, or an adulteress, or a fornicator. And you worship with them and you praise with them. And you know all their business all over the internet. But you have two young men like me and Pastor Murray that ain't living those internet lifestyles. Y'all can pick up the phone. Y'all can come to the house at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and see my car in the driveway. Watch this. You can see. Y'all leave it. Y'all can say, oh, he home. Or you can walk in and go to the door and say, oh, the car's there and the TV's on. He's home. You can pass by when I come in the house and know I'm home because you will see the TV light in my room. If the light on, TV light ain't in my room, either I'm sick or dead tired, which never gonna be, the TV not gonna be on. Only reason why the TV will never be on in my house is when I'm gone. When I walk out that door in the morning to go to work, that TV goes off. I don't pay the light bill. That's why it goes off. Like, to be a different scenario, I'm in my own place. Because you might come in and the TV will be on 24/7. You understand? But watch this. But you know where I'm at. You can find my location. Drop the pin on me. You find me. You find Pastor Murray. But because of the exterior that brings an approach to you, because my exterior is boggling your false balance you have. You have to be very careful with people, family members. You know, you acting funny. No, I'm not acting funny. It's just I broke the balance that you knew about. And now you're calling my true balance in God false. It's because I'm walking effective and not ineffective. False balance is pride and shame. Pride plus shame equals false balance. So when I'm prideful, and the Bible says pride goes before what? The spirit of pride goes before destruction or fall. right? Huh? Y'all agree?
Yes, sir.
So whenever you're going to see the spirit of pride on somebody, destructive mindset and is getting ready to take place.
You said a destructive.
Mindset is taking place. Pride will stop you from asking for help. Pride will tell you, before I ask anybody for something, I'll sleep in my car. And watch this. And everyone that ever said that are fool. Because watch this, you rob the person that God ordained you in your homelessness to become blessed by sowing into you. And when you said, I sleep in my car before I ask somebody, see, guilt, shame. Remember, pride plus shame. And shame derives from guilty, response or input. You find yourself become guilty of your reaction and your response to somebody. And you say, you know what, Sister Nikki, I am wrong, I'm sorry, I really didn't mean that. I looked at it, I saw it, it happens, and I'm like, I really just spoke before my time, and I'm sorry. Whether or not she forgive you or not, you just broke the back of shame. And you just killed the spirit of pride. Come on. But now can I say something? Now there's a 20-20 catching, it's a very thin line. You ready for it? You cannot ask me to forgive you if you shame me, if you did something or been very dogmatic or opinionated about me. And then go back and do it again. Not to me, but to somebody else. Then I know you was never sorry or apologetic. Because you can't be apologetic to me and let me see you become very dismantling to another individual. You can't. That's not sorry. You just been caught. And you know it's everything, you know. So the best thing to say, I'm sorry. Y'all know the reason why I have a problem with that, I'm sorry? Because most people say I'm sorry is the one that get busted publicly. Or you catch them doing something, say, you know, I'm sorry. No, you ain't sorry. I'm telling you something. I think I'm single today. I would never be able to deal with somebody cheating on me. I hate cheating. You know, it's a silly shame you should say that. But I'm going to be very blunt with y'all. I hate cheaters. I do. You can't cheat and try to come have a conversation with me and tell me, well, you know, she made me that way. No. It's just like I don't like an abusive person. You can't be abusive. Now, I said, I got some of y'all that spirit just pop up in the room. And I said, I can't stand cheaters. It ain't cheaters. See how y'all? I said, I can't stand cheaters. I didn't say I can't stand or hate you. Cheaters, those that cheats, I hate that you do with that. So let me fix it. Oh, he hits me now. Get over your life, child, please. You're not that important in America. We try to get down trouble at the office. That's what's important. That's what's important. Not trying to do the emotions. I got to help you, because if you don't, we'll never get to the next place, job. Try to tell you. So watch this. I'm getting close. Mike is next to it. Just but I get it. You can't cheat on me, because you'll never get a cheat in my friendship with you. And you watch this. I don't cheat because I don't like to be cheated. Now, I have cheated before, but my cheating came from me showing them how to cheat. I've never cheated on a person because I didn't love them or like them, or I was not sexually involved with them. When I got cheated on, and I found out, I said, let me show you how to cheat. The real reason, the real way to cheat. Because all cheaters get caught, right?
Right.
Don't y'all agree with that? Do y'all agree with it?
Yes, sir.
Do y'all agree that all cheaters get caught? Yes, all cheaters get caught. It's in a trick word. You get caught. You get caught. So I'm showing you how to cheat. I cheated for you to catch me. So I left the phone there that said text me. I left the pager there that said text me. I left the sidekick that said text me. Because they have my password. I want you to say everything we did tonight. I said text me by 4 o'clock and we'll walk in about 4:30. So start texting me and just give all the tea. And I want you to be dogmatic about it. So when you say, well, who's that texting me? They go to the phone, pick it up. I'm not that cheater that to give me my phone. No, because they give me my phone, but I'm going to wait till you sleep. I'm going to bust you behind your head. I'm going to jail. No. Look, that phone's right here. Get it. See who's doing it. What does this mean? What does this mean? What do you mean? Hey, I love you. All you mean is what I mean. But see, what you don't understand is you cheat because you was trying to have your ice cream and your cake and your water. Well, I don't cheat because I don't want you no more. Because see, watch this. I believe anybody that cheats don't want the person they with.
Right.
If you cheat on God, you must don't want God. Because there's really nobody better than God.
That's right. That's true.
Come on, so why do we cheat on God?
Right.
Come on, ain't nobody better than God. See, you cheat, listen. When I cheat, I don't want you no more. That is the last stage. Because I found out you was cheating. So, you know, I was in a situation, in both situations, and say, okay, now how do you feel? Man, that's messed up. Why didn't you say come to me? No, I need to come to you. Why did you come to me when you started doing it?
Right.
Did you have a conversation with me when you started doing it? Did you have a conversation when you was contemplating? Because the cheating didn't start the day you did it.
Right.
There were some mountains and some ridges and some ways and some staircases that you had to climb to get to that pinnacle called cheating.
Right.
That thing was created on the first step. Oh, no, not the first step. It was on the flat ground. Matter of fact, it wasn't on the flat ground. It was when you lay on your back. That cheating started to be creative in your mind. And when you stand on your flat foot, on that flat ground, and took one step called my job today, or my basic life today, you start building a strategy on how to cheat and not get caught. And then you did what? Get busted.
Right.
So I don't. So if y'all in here cheating or cheat, I'm probably going to be the wrong person you're coming to and have a conversation with. Go to murder. I'm going to be the wrong person. It's because I'm going to eat you up more. Because why? You made a conscious decision, thank you, but you also made a contractual choice.
Right.
To put a person in your life. And the moment that contractual agreement of relationship is becoming not good, you made that choice. You have the right, if you're the creator of the contract, to discard the contract. And if you don't discard the contract, then it shows the sectors of who you are when you created the contract. So you already created with the mind to mess up and be deceptive if I mess up on you. So let me hurt you even more than you think you're hurting me. So when I walk away from a relationship, I'm not hurting. Because when I walk, I walk. I walk it out there. And don't look back. Keep on going. Why? I'm trying to help y'all with something. Because you made a contractual agreement with the enemy called Satan. You made a contract agreement with him. The moment that he sat down in a conversation with you about your past and your present and your future, you agreed to conversate. Because you should resist him, what the Bible said. Resist him and he'll flee from you. And if you don't resist him, he can't flee. False balance. Everybody help me say that. False balance.
False balance.
Pride. Plus shame. Equals false balance. False balance is misinformation. It's a misinformation. Either you can get the information wrong or I deliver it wrong. And watch this. Here's this. And then my closing. If I deliver the information wrong, then I can't blame you for your false balance.
Okay.
And we as leaders got to stop blaming people for how they're balancing out. Because if you deliver it wrong, watch this. Ask me one weekend. Somebody just asked me, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 people in this room today. Ask me one question. Ask me a question. Now create a scenario. Because that's how I know you got the false balance. Because when you're in class, they ask you a question. I want to ask you, no, I didn't ask you to oppose a question on the floor. I asked you to ask me a question. And this determines if you've been paying attention to the teacher. Because when the teacher asks you to ask a question, and I'm still talking to give you chances to think about a question. Right? Well, I don't know what question you're going to ask me for. See, if you've been paying attention to everything in the class, then you should know I'll ask you something about false balance. I just helped you out, and I shouldn't have. Because we're all adults. The only person I should be helping out is MG. Okay, I want 10 people here, quickly, give me one question about false balance. Go ahead.
How do you get over? How do you become balanced?
How do you become balanced? Okay, good. You become balanced. I said he asked a hard one, so he asked one that needs to be explained, so he gives y'all a chance to think. So if I point at you and you don't have it, I now know that you're a false balancer. It's simple. It's simple. How do you become balanced? By knowing, number one, knowing truth. Knowing truth and knowing yourself. If you know yourself and you know the misfunction in you, you cannot override the fact that you jacked up when somebody else is in your life trying to ask you questions. If me and you have a conversation, I'm talking to you, and I say, blah, 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 blah. You should not get mad with me when you know you. You should be able to pull out what I'm trying to help you, especially when you know that I'm trying to help you. You should pull out what you're saying. You know what, Apostle PJ, he's helping me. And I went to him.
Right.
You can't be mad with me if you come to me. You woke me out of my comfort zone and you want to come and talk to me, you can't be mad. So if I give you information, remember, you must know you first. I'm guilty, I'm messed up, I'm jacked up, I'm slow in this area. I've been misinformed coming up as a child. My perception about manhood and life is totally different from Brother Pearl. So if Pastor Juan is talking to me about it, how do I become balanced? By listening and weighing out the counsel. In the multitude of counsel, there's safety. Know the scripture. If you know the scripture, okay? Even if it's not knowing the scripture, let's say you're just a light person, normal light person, knowing that I need counseling. Let me go. And then not reject what the counselor is trying to give me the assignments. Make sense? Counselors give us assignments to go home and study and do. What do some of us do? We go home and smoke weed. Because you feel that's going to counsel you out. That's going to counsel you out. Smoking weed ain't going to do nothing. Because when that smoke urge is over with, that problem's still going to be right there. Are you hearing me? Come on.
So, how do you know when to love
Is that
somebody?
a pose or is it a question?
It's a question.
Okay, I'll make sure.
How do you know when to love somebody out of false balance and when to leave them in?
Okay, number one, you have to love them regardless. You have to love them regardless. The input or the ingredients or the, not ingredient, or the volume, the depth of what you put into them, that's the part you need to be worried about. If a person is false balance, you have to love them. If they balance, you have to love them. But you have to love them where they are. Never expect them to change. Because there might be something about you that they feel like you need to change. And sometimes people that we love can have an issue with us while we're having an issue with them, because it's something that they see about you as well as something you see about them. So if you just love people where they are, never expect them to become better than where they are. And if they become better, you celebrate. If they don't, then you still celebrate. Because that's the job of love. Love them where they are, not convict them or condemn them because they're not arrived to where you want them to be. So as you being balanced, by you being balanced, you just love them right there. And if they never, and my granddad told me something again, never love somebody for an expectation. Because if you love them for an expectation, you're going to drop you, they're going to hurt you or every time. Every time.
So
Make sense?
Yes.
if my perception of what you said,
That sounds like an oppose.
no, my perception of what you said has misled me, how do I come back to
Now
the
that was one of the questions I really wanted somebody to ask. Remember I said misinformation? If I'm wrong in my understanding about people, right, but if I'm wrong about my understanding about people, and I come to you to try to help you, but I'm wrong with my understanding about people, you're not the cause of the imbalance or the false balance. I become the cause of the false balance. Because this is what we do. We judge people according to how we was raised.
Okay. Yes.
And y'all can get it crazy, that won't.
Yeah.
We judge people for how we was raised, our culture, our surroundings. You know, I'm old-fashioned. We don't do all that. See, that's how we was raised. The new generation like, man, ain't nothing wrong with that. Let that man do what he do. He cool. He ain't bothering you. Because that's the culture and how they was raised. But when you're dealing with people, you have to come out of your culture. Because what's the first four letters of culture? Cult. You got to come out of the cult of your own mind. You got to come out of it. That's why I don't like when people talk about, have y'all ever heard me say, I don't like when people talk about, but you got to understand the culture. I don't like that. Because see, culture represents a cult. It can be a misleading, because you may not like gay people, but everybody else in the world is like them. So are they evil because you don't like them, because your culture say they're wrong? Okay, I can prove it. Jamaicans and Bohemians are homophobic people. Why we got so many Jamaicans in America living this homosexual lifestyle? Because you know why? They got out the cult in which they grew up in and came to a world say the land of the free. You can do whatever you want. And they came over here, they live their life like it's golden. And some of them got phenomenal jobs. Okay, you know, I have to say this. You know my friend, right? Right, okay. So my friend, so me and Murray was in the car, and you know, me and Andrew always talk about this situation. We always talk about the situation, now closing. So get your question real quick. He says, we're going to Amsterdam next week. Y'all going where? Amsterdam. So me and Pastor Murray was in the car, and I had him on the speakerphone. He said, hey, we're going to Amsterdam. And I said, you we ain't getting, I said, y'all going to Amsterdam? They got no black people in Amsterdam. He said, we don't go because they got black people. We go because we can afford it. I look at this child, been 22 years with this individual, and we can't keep young heterosexuals together 22 minutes. We call them wrong. So this is what we learned this weekend. This is what we learned this weekend. Stop judging people if you can't do what they're doing. This weekend in DC, you know what we learned? A woman stood and said, if you're going to talk about somebody doing wrong and you can't do better than them or do what they're doing, reserve your opinion. Because your opinion doesn't matter to anybody or anyone, and we none don't want to hear it. If that group of people is wrong over there, but they're living better than you, your mortgage is late. Their home is paid for. Your children is in and out of jail. They're getting foster kids and taking them in the raising. And I told Mariah, I said, "Ooh, boy, that sounds good right there. We're going to adopt that and take that back home to Atlanta." So to have an opinion means you should be able to change. That's my conclusion. How many agree with that? If you're going to have an opinion, you should have a solution to change it. Okay, y'all looking at me? Okay, we're going to be here about another 20 minutes. Y'all stop staring at me with that little kindergarten look. If you have an opinion, there should be a solution. Why are you opinionated about me and you don't have a solution to help me? That's it. All you're doing is pointing out. So that's a false balance, right? So if I'm misinforming you information, I'm the cause of your false balance. So I must take responsibility to help you balance your life by being honest. By being honest. Because a lot of leaders we miscommunicate, and a lot of y'all sitting up in this church tonight, you are so imbalanced in your life because you miscommunicate. You think don't nobody know nothing about your miscommunication, your misinformation you give. You just be sitting down there talking to me, and the Holy Ghost says she lied. He lied. And I've told y'all that several times since I've been in the city. It's going to be 11 years next month that I've been in the city. I've told y'all that when we was in California, the first we talked to me, and I said, she lied. I said, oh, real? Mm-hmm. You did all that? Oh, all right. I bust them. I'm going to find out. Just go right there on Facebook. You ain't bust nobody because I know that they drug you down the street. But you will stand up in this church and give us misinformation. You will lie. You will miscommunicate with us because you know guilt. Watch this. Guilt will make you misinform people. Pride plus shame equals. All right, come on. Quick.
If there is, can you describe the difference between an unbalanced and a false balanced person?
See, you're going to have to wait because you should have been here early on time. Because you gave that just a minute ago, but I'm going to come back to you. Come on.
What advice would you give to this generation about being balanced in the kingdom and in the world?
Stop judging everybody else. The biggest problem with millennials is they judge a generation before them.
Thank
Google millennium. Millennium is what? A 1,000 year span, right? You don't know? Oh, Jesus Christ. What is a millennium? No, that's a century. A century is 100. We're in the 21st. No, a century is...
Century, not years.
Yes, century is 100 years.
I know that.
Yeah, century, because we're in the 21st century, right? So, get your phone, because she got that sprint phone.
It is. Going close to the 2,000 day. That is a new 1,000 years.
The 1,000 years for the millennium, right? Right. Millennial is it? You got it? Okay. A millennial is somebody said, "Oh, she just came out of this millennium." That is a 1,000 year span.
1,000 calendar
That's
years.
close to 2. That's close. Those are born close to 2,000.
Right. No, I'm just asking how a millennium is 1,000 years, right?
Yes, sir.
So if a millennium is 1,000 years, why would you allow somebody to entrap your conscience to the real definition of what it is? Watch this, Anthony. When millenniums first came out, I said, wait a minute, millenniums is 1,000 years span. Centuries 100, millenniums 1,000 years span. Why are they calling this generation millennials? Because it's an entrapment because, watch this, real brief. First generation was baby boomers and hippie, right? Hippie, baby boomers in the same generation? Pull it up. I got my, yeah, baby boomers and hippies are kind of right about the same generation span. Because you have the baby boomers, which was in the 50s, The 40s?
Not all of the 40s. See, I'm too old for a baby boomer.
Right. So were you the hippie?
No, I'm too old. I'm before the baby boomer.
Well, I know before baby boomers was the Great Depression. You got the Great Depression, went to
I wasn't in the Great Depression, I was in World War II.
World War II?
Mhm. And it is the Depression. The 30s is
The Great Depression. Right after the Great Depression would come up,
World War II.
World War II, but there came up, what,
Yeah, you got that, you said right, baby boomer,
baby boom came, what it says.
that's between 1944 to 1964.
Not from, okay, you baby boom. Okay, then after 1964 come up, what?
The Generation X.
Generation, so the hippies and the baby boomers had to be the same time. They must share a time span. Because hippies was very free-willed people, free-spirited people. Okay, so baby boomers was from 1944.
44 to
Did I am a baby
So baby boomer, 1944 to 1964.
Yes, sir.
That's a 20-year span, right? Then came out the Generation X,
Generation X.
was born from 1965
To 1979.
to 1979. Now mind you, they cheated us, because that's only a 14-year span. You know why it was shortened? Because baby boomers was making babies right out of the Great Depression. They began to, because there was a time to breathe, a time of clear air. There was breathing, and all these babies was being created. So sociologists called it baby boomer era. It wasn't a baby boomer era. That's just what you titleized it because you didn't know the psyche of us. You didn't know our strength. You didn't know our development. So they called it baby boomer because so many babies was being born. And because of that, it says baby boomer. When you heard baby boomers, sexual activities become great. That was also the time that the reencampment after syphilitis invasion of the Alabama, was Alabama begun? Tuskegee. Right after Tuskegee invasion of syphilitis, there came the baby boomers, syphilis came back over again. Syphilis came back again. Now mind you, that was in baby boomers 44 to 60. But in 1960, the HIV virus was created. The HIV virus was created in 1960 in the labs, right here in the United States of America. To control population, that's what it was, but it told us to control warfares. In case we go in to fight an enemy, that they would use it to attack the enemy. Okay, got to go. Come on, next.
Next, you have the millennials born between 1980 to 1994.
Okay, 1980 to 1994, right? Okay, we're in 2019. So why are we talking about millennials when we're in 2019?
That's true.
I've been arguing about this since we started talking about millennium. When they brought millennium in 1999, the church did not bring, the leaders did not bring millennials in. In 1999, when we started talking about millennium, I was in Los Angeles, California, and I said to them, that is not accurate. I said, because if we Googled it, and the woman stood on the stage, she said, no, this is not the millennial. The millennial as a culture of people is the season and time we're in because we get ready to approach the 2YK. That's why they brought millennial in, because they're getting ready to approach another 1,000-year span. It had nothing to do with a group of people.
Come on.
It had nothing to do because you're not a millennium. Thereafter, what come after that?
Generation Z.
Thank you. Generation Z starts when?
1995 to 2015.
Okay, MJ, he closes out Generation Z. Because he was born 2015. You started it. You're not a millennial. So all that they're arguing and talking about, we had this argument in Los Angeles, California, at Maranatha Church in the jungles. You remember that church?
Yes, sir.
I sat on a panel with sociologists. You remember Maranatha Church? Over there in the jungles with Jamel and Jason Kinslow. Jason had a problem with the millennial. He came and he said, prophet. He said, you're the prophet. You need to give us the answer. I said, I'm not going to do that. That's not my field. He said, you can't tell me you're my pastor and I'm struggling and you don't come to find out to help me not struggle. So I went with him. Was not supposed to be on that panel. I was going there just to help him. And got there, he started talking. Jason Kinslow started talking and leading the panel. He said, I have a problem with y'all saying we're millennials. And the woman stood up, she said, you are not millennials. Millennials represent a 1,000-year span. We're getting ready to walk into Y2K. That's the reason why they're talking about the next millennium. and we'll get misinformation, false balance. We think we're talking about a generation of people. It's not.
This is a time span.
It's the time span we're in. So guess what, y'all? We're all millennials in here.
All right. Thank you.
It's the time span. It's not the generation.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
Am I making sense?
Yes, sir.
I need y'all to walk out this room today and understand this is not about and let me tell you something. The sociologist, you tell me what the study of the sociology is.
How could I say it so that?
No. Y'all know what sociology is?
That was my major.
Oh, that was your major. Okay, what is it for?
It's to study the interaction of people with each other.
I figured that's what it was. I figured that much. I just want to make sure.
Now, the interaction, not the interaction. Inter, I-N-T-E-R, not I-N-T-R-A.
Okay, thank you. I knew it was something because, you know, I went to school a little bit, not that down. But the woman said, because she had a doctorate in sociology, she said, this is our government penalizing us by words.
Yep.
And she said, you don't understand. She said what you said, the intro and the...
Intra and the inter.
And the intro. He said, so they're trying to give you different, because the intro is who you are, right?
Intra is a separation. Inter is internal.
Okay, thank you, brother. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to divide you, to conquer you.
Yes.
And when she said it to me, that thing blew my mind. I said, you say what? She said, they're trying to divide
They
you.
doing it.
They divide you because a house that divided cannot stand. Then guess what happened? Y'all know what happened, right? That word got inside of me. When she said that, she gave me the definition what them two words mean. And you know what happened is, I took the microphone, there was no war. I hit what you call it. I was going to rebuke demons and devils. And so I said, no, we come against this foul demonic spirit. Because the job of sociologists, those that study sociology, their job is to get in to define who you are and separate you from you. So that they can then give you what they want and make you start living by what they want. I didn't understand, Phyllis, when the Lord spoke to me in my generation, which is Generation X, 1965 to 1974, right? 1979. 79, thank you. That's my generation. That's Bun, that's Dawkins, that's Johanna's generation, right? That's us. Now, watch this. So, when I was preaching with the Generation X, I had a revelation. I had a revelation. I had a revelation of Generation X. I had the revelation, Sister Wiener. You know what this revelation is? You know what this means? You don't know what it means? Who know what this means? Who know what this means?
This is cancer.
Cancer?
Yeah, to X out to
A strikeout?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, all that's for the work.
Real Black Panther put the fist up.
Okay. See, real Black Panther, y'all put the picture. Oh, when was the Black Panther time? In the 60s. So they're into
Early 70s, late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah, but I figured that. So that was just a movement that they put within 2 generation span. Watch this. Okay, watch this. Generation X. When Abraham got ready to bless his sons, he crossed his hands. And I went to the depth of a revelation that we're the Generation X. We are that generation. It made a lot of sense. I'm gonna tell you something. Because the baby boomers were so busy having babies and becoming free from depression that guess what they did? They had the babies, but the babies was us. The Generation X, me and Lena, Mia, all them. We are the generation. We are the fathers and the mothers of the millenniums. But the baby boomers are actually the grandfather and grandmothers of the generation of the millennium. So here's the problem. You keep saying the generation before us. You blaming your mom and daddy. I've been blaming your mom and daddy ever since I've been preaching. And you still been rejecting the truth. Come on, how many of y'all have heard me say, leave your mom and daddy's spirit alone? I've been dealing with y'all about your mamas and daddy's spirits, but you still want to blame somebody else. The issue is never been the church. The issue has been a generation called millennials that's been having a problem with a generation called the Generation X. Watch this. The crossbreeds, where the hippies, the introduction between the baby boomers and the Generation X, we had the period called the hippies. They had no sense, they had no orders, they had no structure, they were intertwining marijuanas and drugs, PCP, LSD, all of that came popping up, in the jiffy. And what you did, y'all ain't saying nothing. When I get the X out, you just crossbreed. You get Y chromosome and X chromosome, you was messing us up.
Come on now.
in our dispensation. But the self-dispensation before time, you have to blame Adam.
Oh, come on now, come on, go there.
Excommunicating that era, that Generation X, they were excommunicating.
Yes, I was going to get to that. Because Generation X, that's what they did. They excommunicated because the Generation X was more educated than the baby boomers and millennials.
Right.
Generation X are those that became more voting because Generation X said mamas and daddies marched. We got shoulders. That didn't come from millennials. So I get mad when I see millennials posting that on. They say about, our mamas and daddies, they took marching and marching and whatnot. No, that was baby boomers did all that marching.
But see, the whole story of the baby boomers ain't been told.
Okay, wait, you did a research and bring it back to me.
No, I don't think you said that was bad.
Well, watch this. But watch this. I'm trying to show y'all a point. I'm trying to show y'all something. Pay attention to me, y'all. I'm trying to show y'all something. Catch this. Baby boomers was them. Great Depression, baby boomer generation, and the hippies, all they did was the go-getters. You know, like the hype man in the rap. Yeah, go ahead and march. Yeah, go ahead. And you got time to go and march. They was too busy high.
Laying on it.
Them gypsies was too busy high. Baby boomers was getting up, marching with their children, getting dogs bitten on them, and everything. That wasn't Generation X. We came out and said, Generation X said, our mamas and daddies march, but we'll fight. We'll fight. And that's when Black Panther stood up in the California area, in Chicago, and everywhere in New York. They started standing up and said, no, we're not about to get up here and march. We're not sicking dogs on us. We got weapons of warfare. You want to come forward with us. There was a mixture of baby boomers coming to themselves, introducing the Generation X. And Generation X was very confrontational people. So while y'all keep looking at me and saying, he's so confronting, he's so combative, he's so mean. He said, I'm not mean. That's just my generation. My generation say, go and get him. My generation say, by any means necessary, let's make it happen. Don't kill me for my generation when you want to kill you for yours.
Come on, Malcolm.
Watch this, watch this. Generation X didn't struggle with homosexuality.
No.
Even though it was brought to us. And it was brought to us by our baby boomers and our hippies. And guess what? And Black Panther movement and the Muslim movement came to try to teach us men how to be men. And have art and standards. But because our children, we was angry with how we was raised and corrected by our baby boomers. We said we're not going to do to our children what was done to us.
Right.
Oh, how well are we finding out that now this generation say, because you didn't tame me and train me, I'm the beast you just unleashed.
Oh.
Generation X is known to die before they get 40. Generation X will die before they get 40 because they don't believe in medication, they don't believe in doctors, they don't believe in political arenas. So that as long as generation have the rights to vote, the millennial generation, have a right to vote, it's always going to be an imbalance with your baby boomers in offices. Because who's in office right now? A whole bunch of baby boomers. That's not healthy. Because it was created out of a depression state. They're trying to fix what happened to them when they were a child and not fix what's going on right now. Wow. False balance. You don't need to be in the office, but you're there. Donald Trump doesn't belong there, but he's there. And guess what? There's nothing none of us can say to get him out of that office unless we go to the poll and vote.
Right.
And if you don't vote, you have no right to say it. You know how hurt I was to hear some people that's around me to tell me that voting didn't make sense? I was so devastated. Not only did I want to blow my nose on these children, I want to do something else. Y'all think you probably got it.
Oh, no.
Let me tell you, and make you carry for the rest of the day. Let me tell you why. Because my grandmother had one breast. Because a dog bit it up. My aunt, Cynthia, is like she is today. Not just because she fell out of a car when my grandmother was driving, but dogs attacked that girl while he was at the voting poll. Voting is our right. Because our fathers and mothers pressed for it. And today, anybody can give you an influence, and you walk in the influence that somebody can give you. Why? False balance. Let me see. False balance. Okay, I was watching the situation last night. We was in the house, just sitting around the house, and I watched. This is where I got my lesson for tonight. I really did. I got my lesson tonight on false balance. from sitting in the living room, listening, eating at the table, listening. Question was asked. And the individual said, no, I'm just going to get me. And then they looked over at me, because I had just said to them, oh, you know, the food is good and the drinks are good. Right? So my plans was to go to the place me you went to. But that didn't play out right. Because somebody had a balanced life, changed my imbalance, my false balance for today. Let me get where you're at. Right? So I said, no, we're not going to do that because it's not feasible. But here's the problem. You didn't know what I had to make it feasible. And false balance will always make you pass an opinion or a judgment without clarity. You don't know what I had to let you enjoy what I enjoy. Right? There's nothing wrong with that. Because why? That's wisely thinking. So we sit down there, and he went on that everybody at the table got a soda and lemonade. We went home, sitting down, just talking. And the balanced person started talking to the imbalanced person saying, no mommy, no mommy. And I'm sitting down there across my head saying, using the mommy too. Using the mommy too. But because you're the big sister. And because you're respected. Because, you know, that's my sister. So there'd be a beep, 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 beep in their head. It was in my head, beep, 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 beep. They just look. Yeah, you're right. I never thought about it like that. And they could have been a beep, 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 and just responded in the way that they responded. So I sat down there last time I was in the living room, in the dining community, wherever it was. Family. And I said, this is a representation, and I can use this as a scenario of false balance. False balance ain't always bad, but it can become bad when you don't know that it's a false balance. Another form of false balance, you say how to love somebody. What's yours? Your
My
question?
question is, are there people that are marked to bring false balance, and are there?
Sure. Jude said, beware of those men that crept in unaware. They're doctors of devils. But watch this. Let me say they're marked to it, but it wasn't born to be marked. They became marked with false balance because no one showed them what a balanced life is. So what happens is they start living life in the false balance. This is what Mama did. We bust upside your head. You know they them Savard children, them Reuben Isaac children, them Reuben Isaac children. As soon as you say something, who you talking to? You know, that's them. I mean, they hot. They all hot, and you know, they all in the middle of the street in front of people's yard, going on the porch. They're on the porch, and people out come out. Yeah, come on out there. And then let somebody come on our porch. It's gonna be a whole different arrangement going about to take place. But because someone told them that's what family do. Come one day, somebody can say one day. You hobo all till y'all. Hobo with your female butt ends up on that porch. And that was a woman about this big. This big. Her and my mama was about this big together. And all my uncles was kind of thick at that time. They all right up on that woman's porch. She came out that door, she said, oh, y'all played the right one. I've been waiting for years. This right here. I've been waiting for years to back y'all some boys up because ain't no woman in this time ever backed y'all up because they scared of that mouth that they had and them 10. Woman came off that porch. She came out that porch, she just went to swing. This big. Quincy. Just think about Quincy. The right now Quincy. The right now Quincy. Just came out the door and just started throwing blows. She was throwing blows so fast and whirlwinding. You know what? If you can't whip them, just start whirlwinding and just keep your head down and just go in for what you know. And I promise you, she was like a helicopter with them 2 propellers on one side. She was gone, and they couldn't hold her. Kathy grabbed her from the waist and turned her this way. Baby, them ladies got to kick it. Them ladies went to whirlwind. She knocked Teresa off the porch. She knocked Caramel off the porch. She hit Jackie. Fickle was already in balance. She didn't belong in that fight. No way. She nervous. She should never been in that fight. Fickle just fell because the wind passed by her. And she fell on there. Caramel grabbed her on top of the head and slammed her against the wind, against the door of the house. And she said, Kathy, I got her. Kathy let her go. That woman, she knew Caramel hit her, slammed her head against that door. But she looked at me and saw how big Kathy was. She said, I got one thing to do. If I can get her down, I got the rest of them. Because Kathy have always been in the family, the tallest one, the biggest one. She was one to grab you first, slam you, then everybody get on you. That's been always Kathy. Kathy was never a fighter. Kathy would grab you first, slam you, and then everybody get it. Or she had a grip, a good, because she was tall, long arms. She had a good chokehold. She'll hold your grip, and you can swing, you can't get her, and she just got you like this, right? She did it to my mama. She did it to all her sisters. Everybody choked them to death. They been messing with Kathy. She got drunk. She just so that woman said, I got one thing. Kathy was standing sideward. That woman kicked Kathy sideward and kept her whole body did this. Twisted that ankle. And she grabbed hold to Kathy and she said, oh, you the one I've been waiting for, because you the one that started all the mess. When I tell you she wore my aunt carried me out, if it had not been for my mama to drive up that day, I think Carrie Mae would whip a new one over her. Do you hear me? I mean, she whipped Carrie Mae, and Carrie Mae was about, you know, she was about your side. I ain't care about your side, but she was cocky little girl. Yeah, that little thing that Quincy got a hold of her. And I mean, worked it good. My mama getting out of the car, it's me, Bun Dog, well, Bun Dog and John getting out of the car. I'm already at the fight. I was already there. She jumps out the car, just jumps over the fence, and just starts fighting with her. I think what shocked the woman was, her and my mama was so much friends, and she knew what my mother's sisters done to my mother. You know, it always made my mother feel like she was enough. I don't think she was whipping the girls because they came to our house, but some of what she did to my friend. And it shocked her when she turned around and realized my mama throwing blows on her. Baby, my mother was aside for Quincy at that time. 2 Quincy's was in their front yard, having it out. They was in the ditch, in the water. They had it out. They was gone. They was pulling hair, biting each other. Oh, it was gone. They was all blood was coming from everywhere. And my grandmother's grandfather said, "No, let him go." See, because this is what happens when you connect with people that defend you. And it was at that moment standing there, next to my grandfather, that I realized you got to be careful who you connect yourself with. Because sometimes connection can defend you and kill you at the same time. Because she was defending my mom, I really believe. Because when the years had passed, and you know, she started talking to my mom sometimes, she said, "Sarah, I did that only because somebody died in our family." She came to the funeral, and it was already fighting. She said, "I need to talk to you." She called my mom outside. She said, "I fought your sisters for what they did to you. Because I was in your life, and I saw what they was doing. We are where we are because I was defending you." And I realized then that misinformation, because she never told my mother, the day I put my hands on your sisters, it's going to be because of you. And I believe if she'd have told it to my mother would have jumped out that car and fought that woman, like she did. But I bet you one thing, they see miscommunication got my mama's blood drawn from her. Baby, she drew blood from them, and she drew blood from all 10 of them. And she was still ready to fight some more. She didn't care. When the uncles come, she said, "Come on." And she only had 2 brothers. They were standing by, they were 2x4s. They was ready. So it ain't never the crowd. I learned that you can knock on the wrong door. You can knock on the wrong door. Come on.
Zay, you asked him, how do you become balanced? So you said how to become balanced, but I don't recall hearing how you read the things that make you.
To me, for me,
Yeah.
my experience. I just told you about my family. I became balanced by learning what balance was. Okay, Mother Cotillion can bake a cake. She can tell me how to cake, how she bake a cake. Until I get in that kitchen and see how she do, I never get close to her cake until I sit in there with her. And she showed me. And I master how many times she whip it. Does she whip it until it's liquefied? Or she whip it, because you know some people bake cakes and still got them lumps in it. And when the cake is done, you can see the, you understand? But it's homemade. So what I did was, I learned a balance for my life. Balance for my life is learning where I want to go, what I didn't want to do. So I learned that. And when I was learning for balance, I can check off what I didn't want, and I embrace what I want. Here's the thing, but some things I checked off that I didn't need, I read, because I was learning how to become balanced, was more of a help to me than the thing that I needed to know.
But I mean, like you said, pride, shame.
Right.
How do you rid those things in your life? Even like if you don't even know that those attributes existed in you. Like,
Find out what the definition of pride. Pride. Definition. Come on, who else got another quick phone here? Who else got a quick phone here? All y'all with these Sprint phones. You got Sprint too? You check right. Get shame. You get pride.
But do you think marked to be the person to help bring balance to other people?
Yes, I believe that.
Well,
I believe that you are marked to bring imbalancement and you are marked to to get them balanced. I believe that God always gonna have a controversy.
So it's a two-form definition. It describes a feeling of happiness that comes from achieving something,
Right, that's the pride.
but it can have a negative meaning when you exceedingly hold yourself to a high self-regard.
With exceeding holding yourself, in other words, making yourself greater than somebody else.
So could that scenario you use be someone that was persuaded to react in a failed place?
Right, right. But see, I like the second one, holding yourself to a higher regard. That's what the young lady did with my mother. She held herself to a higher regard for my mother, and it almost got her killed. It almost made her kill some people. So sometimes pride is a celebration for yourself and against other people. So when I was sitting down and learning pride for myself, the spirit of pride, there's a book called The Spirit of Pride. In balancing yourself, to balance yourself is to empower yourself with information. So you learn things, you find books that will teach you what pride is and what jealousy is. And because we know things by figure of speech, but not by defining it.
Yeah.
You know, somebody will tell you, oh, there's a little jealous heifer over there. And she may not be a jealous heifer. You know what I'm saying? That's their perception of them. And maybe she might just be prideful. Because pride is celebrating yourself in high regards. That's what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
So then there's, oh, she's jealous of me. You know, people try to say that because they don't know the definition.
Right.
But they know the definition of jealousy as being cruel, evil, disruptive, etc. So you get to pull up shame?
Shame says guilt, remorse, mortification, disgrace. It also says that the antonym of shame is pride.
So the antonym of shame is pride. So in other words, you can't have shame, you can't function in shame in the way that is described unless you've been in the spirit of pride.
Wow.
And watch this, because pride is, first the definition.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You found another one?
Yeah.
Come on, give me that one. Give me that one.
So, an
Hold on.
unreasonable feeling.
First, remember saying high regards of themselves, celebratory, whatever. So when you high regard of yourself, then all of a sudden things fall. You become embarrassed, mortified, you're ashamed, because everybody's seeing your pride state. Right? And remember the scripture said pride go before a fall. Right? Give me that definition. Did it make sense?
An unreasonable feeling of superiority as to one's talents, beauty, wealth, rank, and so forth, disdainful behavior or treatment, or arrogance of demeanor.
So let's get quick like this. Okay, I was in the school for Barbazon. There was a guy named Michael Stevens. Michael Stevens was gay, but that Negro was phenomenal. That Negro knew how to walk that stage and and do all this stuff. But he never made it to model because he was 6'6". Not because he was 6'6". He was 6'6". Phenomenal person. He should have won out of my class, not me. You know why I won? I won because I was willing to be learned and to be taught. He lost because he thought his height and his mulatto, y'all probably never heard this word before, but anybody from the South called mulatto. That's a pretty texture between white and black, yellow, and yellow, and he had the pretty curly hair, and he had the structure, the bone structure, and yes, he became very arrogant because of how he was formed and created and shaped. And I mean, he had his mom and dad were very beautiful people and very supportive. But he lost to me is because I was willing to be taught. I was willing to be taught. And it had nothing to do with humbleness. I was just willing to be taught because I had a goal. Sometimes having a goal don't make you humble. Sometimes you can become humble because you have a goal.
Right.
And then you become arrogant after you reach the goal. Right. I'm trying to help you. Yeah, right. So I just wanted because I wanted to be a model, and I just wanted. And I've always had skinny legs. I've always been thin, and I'm just like, and I wasn't a masculine person. So I just wanted you to teach me in my insecurities how to reach my goal without having to do all of that exercise and body work to reach it by judgment. So he lost because he was there. He had it. He didn't need no assistance. That's pride to me. You there. You don't need no assistant. Don't tell me what to do. I'm there. And then you ought to. And then that become shame happens because now when you don't reach that, because you're told most likely to succeed. Everybody remember that in the book, right? Most likely to succeed. Most likely to fail. Woo, woo. Now, majority of us probably may not have been the most likely to succeed in this. I know I was. Right? But however, I look at all those that I remember that was most likely to succeed, never succeeded.
Right.
They're on my Facebook page right now, not succeeding.
Right.
And like, wow, man, oh my God, you be saying some good stuff. Bro, that's tight. Woo, man, that'll preach right there. Man, this is what I'm getting from schoolmates. But you was the one that was most likely to succeed. But I had to think about it, Andrew. Before they had succeeded, said most likely. It's a possibility they may not. And I was angry because I didn't reach the possibility stage of somebody's thought. So when you hear somebody say most likely, it doesn't mean they're going to succeed. It doesn't mean they fail. That's just their opinion. Because their perception, because of what? Of all the stuff you've done in school. And it's a guarantee you, man, just look. The evidence. The evidence says that. But the verdict says something different.
Oh, that's good.
Huh? So did it make sense? So with me becoming balanced, I learned balance. And then I start deleting and ridding those jumping at the moment, cussing fights and battles that we used to do. Man, that's imbalance. That's imbalance people right there. Because, social skills, communicating, honesty, giving to people what you want to back from people. See, I wasn't taught that at home. I learned that coming up in life, school, learning, reading books and stuff. Come on.
Answer my question.
No, she didn't answer your question. I told you that. No, that's a cheap way.
No, the question I was gonna ask you.
Change your tone, Reverend. That's fine, but figure out another question.
How do you?
Because one thing I learned in school, we copycat each other. Don't act like we ain't never been to school before. Don't never act like we never been to school before. We done been to school and she probably school next to me in class. She asked you what? Go ahead.
It was concerning guilt. And she named it, when she named off all those things and cried.
So give me the answer to the question you're going to ask about guilt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Is guilt
7,
the
8.
beginning or is it?
You're a good thinker. You think you're a hustler. You think you're a hustler. But go ahead. Is guilt is the beginning or what? Come on.
Is it the beginning or is it separate from the, because you said guilt and shyness. Is it separate or does it start from guilt and then it grows into the?
Talk about shame. That's what you're talking about? Yeah.
Dealing with the, because you said guilt. Well, I'm asking, does it start with guilt and does it grow into shame or are they separate?
It becomes separate, but I get your point. And I would say, I'm gonna put this opposition on the floor. I would say this, because coming up, all children are not guilty. Because they're just being taught. They're impressible. They're just being taught. But they become guilty when they take what they was taught and bring it to the world and realize it's wrong.
Oh.
But it's not their fault, because that's what we taught them. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? We taught them. So Andrew and Pastor Murray, they didn't Pastor Murray try to take MJ, thank you, well, you're welcome. So, like I said, he opened the door for everybody. First he only opened the door for his mom, and his auntie, and he closed the door when I got there.
It sounds like it.
Then he went to the other door and said, Mommy, I got it. She opened the door, he went in, so I opened the door and I just slowly made it live. So when he got to the next door, that look on my face said, oh, you gonna leave me outside? Is this what you're doing? Is this what the duffers do? Okay. You'll come in my room and ask me for something, I'm gonna leave you right outside the door. So he opened the door, he said, and I said, okay. So I walked in, right? So watch that scenario. Because he was being taught to open the door to be nice, he did it for those that was teaching him. Not that I don't teach them, but he did it from those that was teaching because he noticed what Daddy said to open the door for mommy, open doors for women. So he was doing that for his auntie and his mama. He felt like, okay, you like my daddy, you don't need me to open the door. So now he's guilty because he should have held the door for me, right? So, but because he's still thinking in his impressible state, that's like Papa's like, Daddy, I don't need to open the door because he's a man.
Right.
So that form makes him guilty, but make him have an excusable guilt. Do that make sense? Because some of us are guilty, but it's an excusable guilt. You don't know no better right now. You really don't. So guilt and shame, I would say, can start, but it's not. Guilt really comes from when you know right and have learned it and still remain to be in the error. And guilt will hold you hostage to your own truth. Guilt will make you say, me and Whitney talking. But the point is, Whitney, there's guilt. I just defamed every thought, opinion, and fact that could have been right in you. Because I'm still trying to make you see my point. And so let me just shut up and say, I understand. I understand where you get that from. But you know what sis, it's two-sided to every story, baby. Just walk away and leave you alone and let you do to figure it out. But the moment is, and you can figure it out better than me saying, that's not the point. The point is, you wrong, and this is what you're supposed to be doing. You're not going to receive it. Okay, how much you love it? You're not going to receive it, and you're going to have a problem the next time I say something to you. And as parents, it's been done to us so many times. I'm the parent, and you're going to do what I say. No. You might be the parent, but you ain't right. And you need to get that checked quick, fast, in a hurry.
That's true.
Because see, here's the issue, and this is my issue, not y'all, because you know y'all lovers of y'all DNAs. Here's the fact. I have an issue. What you saying? Here's the fact. Here's the fact. Watch this. Watch this. Here's the fact. I cannot be the blamer. Watch this. I can't rape MJ, Andrea, and Murray cannot raise MJ. And MJ finds out that wasn't right. And they turn around and take the parent card and bash him with it. That is unapologetic dope. Y'all can't do that. Because here's the finding of what you say may be wrong. Let him be honest in what he perceived. And just say, well, baby, you know what? When we was coming up, you know, we read the Word of God and what I got of it, I did the best I could. Let me tell you something, you little baby. I'll put you in this, you little mother, you this, you're going to be nothing but a little trick in a little hole. See, now you're saying all that, and then when the man called her whore, the street called her beating, then you want to say, well, why he calling that? Hold on. You can't kill the streets from doing what you did in the house. Because you might have been right by raising, but she didn't ask to come here. You can't make a child be responsible because you got your legs open and brought them here. Because what you could have done as a responsible adult would don't. See, one thing I love about Andrea, she didn't get pregnant before marriage. And I'm quite sure she, you know, I'm talking about before she got saved. Andrea didn't want no kids. And right now, MJ is 4 years old. She married, have the right. She should have about 4 or 5 kids. But watch this, because of her mindset, and she realized what I want for my life now that a child is here. Because as an adult, you got to change the pattern of thinking when a child comes in this world. It ain't about you no more.
That's true.
Selfishness go all out the door. It ain't about you, it's about that little baby. Right? So when you get up and say, you stretched me for 9 months, and you turn around and remember, I lost my God battle. So you know, you used to go there for me, Mom. You know, you go there for you and my daddy having sex and making me. That's a lot. I ain't got nothing to do it. And then dad want to bust him upside the head. No, you can't do that, Murray. Because you made him, and that's the reason why she lost her battle. It's not him, Lord, made her lose her battle. You did it, because that was something you wanted. And she gave it to you. So why a child got to suffer for it? Don't bring that child up to that child. I'm spending now. I was a size 7 in the shoe, and now I'm an 11.
You had big foot syndrome.
This you had potentials to have them. If they grew that much, you still walking in, busting out you. Because the skin is only going to enlarge itself to the length in which it's intended to expand.
Ooh, now that's good. Right?
Hello, I don't see nobody busting up like a water balloon. Used to get the Jahar's grandmother was about 500-600 pounds, and she was about maybe 5 foot tall. Miss Velma was about, I'm telling the truth, girl, that woman was sitting there, she had a big old curly red hair, just sitting in the bed, but the cleanest woman I've ever seen. I mean, that butt was out there. You can put a plate on her butt, on one butt, and only do like a seesaw. Just like that. I'm telling you, Mike, nice, clean, can cook woman, everything else. But she was big. And I never see her bust. I didn't see her skin pop. Because why? You go to the tenacity, to the extent of what your body and skin can take. You know what I'm saying?
Mathematician.
Yes. So watch this. Watch this. Everybody say, watch this.
Watch this.
Notice this.
Notice this.
I am becoming a balanced individual. I'm going to rid all this stuff that made me imbalanced in 2020. Because I'm getting ready to go to somewhere great in God. So right now, in 2019, you start right now, the next few months, you're ridding yourself from all the imbalancement situations that you have.
Thank you, Jesus.
If it's not healthy, rid it. If it's not promoting you, rid it. The Bible said, I left some things, not all things. And guess what? Can I give you a revelation to the Son?
Yes.
Can I give you a revelation to the Son?
Yes.
Y'all ready for the Son?
Yes, sir.
Hallelujah, hear me? All right, here's the revelation to the Son. The Son that's left in your life, you got control of it.
Okay.
Oh, y'all respond. If the Son is left in your life, because God knows that's the part you can control. He ain't gonna leave nothing in your life that you cannot control. You cannot excommunicate it out, that you cannot rebuke it, or you cannot tame it, or use it as a strategy builder. It's there because God knows you can use it to strategize, build upon, and use it as a tool to stand and see where you're going. If it's getting the best of you, it wasn't God put it there. If you're losing balance in ministry and in professionalism, guess what? God didn't put it there. If your business is going under because you're so discombobulated at home, God didn't put that stuff there. If ministry is forsaken and abandoned, and guess what? Because of what's going on in your life, God did not put it there. You created it to get there. You are the author and the finisher of it. So you should be able to go back, and it's called editing. Go back and edit the story that you created. Oh, y'all ain't saying that. And if you don't edit it, it's called part 2. Rewrite it. Have an extended version and make yourself the winner and they're the loser. I'm giving y'all some better parts. Then come on, balance. A false balance is an abomination.
Wow.
And I was supposed to go run to the gym and exercise. That's why I got the gym clothes on. But I get talking about the Lord and I'm not happy. And I think I done lost a few pounds. Calories, burn a few calories. Everybody hear me say, I have control.
I have control.
Come on, say it again. I have control.
I have control.
I have control.
I have control.
Y'all are too weak. You're too wimpy. You don't have no control like that. The devil knows you ain't got no control because you're not convincing your own self. Open up your